Eminem accidentally pissed off Michael Jordan during a phone call, and he actually thought that his joke might jeopardize his Jordan 4 collaboration.
Until we get to the end of the phone call and I said, yo man, when are you gonna come to Detroit so I can dunk on you? And it was crickets. And I remember getting off the phone going, oh my God, I think I might have just blew it. Because it was, to me, in my head, it was...
In this video, we'll dive into how M recalled his one and only interaction with the GOAT during his Shade 45 interview, and the whole conversation is hilarious, I promise. The Eminem Jordan 4s are among the world's most limited and expensive sneakers, holding a near mythical status among sneakerheads. Besides Eminem's sneaker shopping episode and the StockX video, M rarely talks about his experience working with Nike and the inspiration behind the design. But when asked in the Shade 45 interview if he ever met Michael Jordan, Eminem said no, but they did talk over the phone. Like most of us would be, M was nervous talking to the basketball legend, so he did what he usually does when he's jittery. He cracked a joke.
Hey man, I wanted to ask you, M, you ever get a chance to meet Michael Jordan?
Not in person, but I talked with him on the phone one time, and we had, I don't know, Paul, if you remember this, but we were talking about doing some kind of shoe, like together.
Yeah, it was one of the collaborations.
One of the collaborations, and I was on the phone with him. We were talking, and like everything was cool. Like he's super cool. Like and everything was good until we get to the end of the phone call, and I said, "Yo, man, when are you gonna come to Detroit so I can dunk on you?" And it was crickets.
Now, to be fair and avoid comments about clickbait, yes, MJ wasn't mad enough to actually stop doing business with Eminem and his team. However, the long, awkward silence after M's obvious joke was enough to make him really uncomfortable and think he had blown a huge opportunity to work with one of his idols. This isn't the first time we heard a story like this where a joke offended MJ's famous ego. Kevin Hart shared a similar story on both Sneaker Shopping with Complex and Jimmy Kimmel, where his jokes offended Michael and he's still not over it. Mark Wahlberg, who's good friends with Michael, even said he's never gonna let that go.
Well, listen, Kevin, have you buried the hatchet since the Vegas charity event?
I ain't talked to Mike.
What did you do? What did you do? What did you do?
Mike had a charity event in Las Vegas. They called me. They wanted me to host the event. I lock eyes with Mike. He's in the front row, and I start teasing him. I was like, man, what age do you get to where it's okay to wear your pants that high and nobody addresses it? He had like the little square mustache at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? I said, it looks like a thumbprint. Like you just smell something. And like nobody's laughing. Like they got to a point where nobody's laughing. He's actually giving me a look like, you gonna keep on going? Like you ain't gonna stop? I may or may not have been drunk at the time.
He's not letting that stop. If anyone can fix a relationship, Mark. I wouldn't even try. Okay. I wouldn't even try. Why bother?
Both Mark and Kevin are big sneakerheads, and having a close relationship with MJ probably comes with many perks like early access and friends and family pairs. So I don't blame Kevin for wanting to make amends. Although Kevin's situation is entirely different from M's, it's just one of those many stories where Michael's being depicted as extremely petty. While Eminem's joke was goofy and self-aware, Kevin's were brutal and true, making fun of his mustache and the way he wore his jeans. So even though M ended up working with MJ, it's still one of those rare, candid stories that wasn't meant for us to hear. It's interesting how humble Marshall is, not realizing that MJ might be nervous too, talking to one of the biggest rappers on the planet. But then again, there's that one interview with rapper Chamillionaire who revealed that Mike actually hates not just rap music, but rappers in general.
Man, I don't mean to be rude, but Mike, I just want to know if I could get a picture. And then, now I understand, I kind of expected him to say no. So I wasn't mad if he said no, but the way he said it, he said, oh, hell nah, man, I ain't taking no pictures with no nigga. And he said it like that, and I was like, I kind of got stunned for a second, because I was like, wait a second, I don't think he heard. I turned back, and my boys were just looking at me like, damn, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of thought that he didn't hear what I said, and I was like, and then he goes, you know what, I'll tell you what, you pay $15,000 right now for a jersey from me, and I'll take a picture with you. And keep in mind, Michael Jordan's real tall. He's looking down on me, and I'm looking up at him like, man, I've never been so heated in my life.
It seems like he has softened his stance over the years, especially considering how Travis Scott has single-handedly made Jordans popular again with the younger generation. I guess as long as you're adding a couple of billions to his bank account, you're in the clear. Do you think M crossed the line with that joke, or do you think it was rude of Michael to have that type of reaction to such an obvious joke? If you love sneakers, make sure you subscribe. I put a lot of effort into standing out from other channels with unique sneaker-related stories like this one. Of course, I also do reviews, but I'm mostly known for my YouTube shorts where I managed to rack up a few million views. I'm really trying to step up my game with long format videos, so your support means a lot. Thanks. I'll see you on the next one.